It's straight talk with no chaser. It gives the people a voice, empowers you with a choice. She gives you straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. She provides a platform of growth and gives the dying people hope. She gives you straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Straight No Chaser Show on intellectualradio.com and iHeart Radio Station. This is your host, Ria Ray Harris, and I am so grateful to be with everyone this evening. Before we get started, let me tell you about something that's coming to the Chicagoland area that you do not want to miss. Bab Savage and Savage Entertainment present Soul Smash Chicago. London, Philly, Chicago come together to bring you the Soul Smash of the summer. Saturday, August 19th, 2017 at 7 p.m. The doors open at 6. Ticket price $60, VIP $80. This is the lineup: the Delphonics Review, The Independents, Bab Savage, Ricky Rainbow and the Emperors of Funk, Public Announcement, and Theo Huff. This event is held at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive in Chicago. The early bird special, $10 off ticket purchases if bought by August 6th. Tickets are at Eventbrite. So make sure you get there because this is going to be a hot show. Again, the Soul Smash Chicago, Saturday, August 19th, 7 p.m. at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive in Chicago. With that, we are going to start the Straight No Chaser Show with my guest, Giovanni Bazille. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine and fabulous. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Well, you have had a journey,
Mm-hmm.
and there are two different journeys: the journey of entrepreneurship and the journey of physical fitness. So let's start with entrepreneurship that will bleed into the physical fitness. No, let's not do that. Let's start off with, firstly, as my Chicago guests love to know, are you from Chicago?
I am not.
Oh, my goodness. Tell them where you are from.
Well, I grew up in Illinois, but I grew up in Robbins. It's a south suburb right outside of Chicago. So I'm very close. I grew up very close to Chicago.
She's okay. She's an honorary South Side member. We're going to give her that. And you live in Chicago now.
I do.
All right. Now, at what age did you feel like you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Well, entrepreneurship was pretty much bred in me, as my parents, they've always been entrepreneurs, even though they held a traditional 9-to-5 job. I mean, I can remember back as early as 1980s when my father was talking about this new company, Amway, that he had discovered. So it's nothing new to me.
So they were working a quote unquote career on one hand and being entrepreneurs on the other.
Correct.
And because sometimes people are raised by entrepreneurs and like the stability of the job, you decided that you would do the stability of the job if necessary, but you
Right.
preferred entrepreneurship.
Yes.
What was your first venture into entrepreneurship for you personally?
Personally, the first time I started entrepreneurship was probably back in 2005. I started with a company called Melaleuca, and they had all natural products for the home and for the body. And my brother-in-law introduced me to that. My brother and sister-in-law introduced me to that company. So that was my first experience.
And having done that, how did that feel to you after having worked a traditional job a little bit? Like I said, you were a little more familiar, but what did that feel for you?
For me, that felt great. It felt like independence. It felt like freedom. And I love the fact that I can make my own hours and be my own boss. So entrepreneurship is very important to me.
And you've transcended from Melaleuca to which company?
I've been with several companies. I was with Melaleuca. I was with Artist, the Body Magic, if you've heard of that, where you can lose 3 dress sizes in 10 minutes. I did that with my parents. I did It Works. That was a major part of my life, if you will. That was about 4 or 5 years. Since then, I've grown as a person, individual, and branched into a new company, which is called Prove It, which has the Keto OS product.
Now, explain to people what Prove It and the Keto OS products are, because I know, but I would like other people to know.
Okay, simply put, Prove It is Keto OS is a pure, clean energy. If you're looking to feel better, if you're looking to feel amazing, if you're looking to have that brain fog lifted, if you're looking to have a suppressed appetite, if you're looking just for health in general, that is what Prove It is, the Keto OS product.
And so this is like Red Bull without all the additives.
I guess so. Red Bull pretty much is a chemical, but
exactly. So that's this is that feeling without all the chemical base.
That is correct.
Now, how did you get to represent Prove It and the products that they have?
Well, in my search for better health, I started working out pretty much full time about 2 years ago. And a year into it, I began to really take a look at labels and read labels and what actually I was putting into my body. And I noticed that the majority of the food that we ate was loaded with sugar. Everything that we ate, from breads to pastas to spaghetti sauce, had sugar. So I began to do some research, and I remember coming across a video on YouTube that talked about that you can reverse cancer. You can reverse type 2 diabetes, but it all begins with your health. And so doing that and digging through that, I came across, unintentionally, I came across Prove It.
And so you said, well, I'm going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And in trying it, what have you personally experienced?
Oh my goodness. When I tried it, well, when I saw it, I contacted someone. He showed me a video and I'm like, I'm so interested in it. Send it to me right away. The very first day I tried it and I was at work, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. It's like a windshield wiper. It was fog and it just cleared up. Had energy. I was ready to do the job at hand at work, and I just simply felt amazing. And I knew that I had to have this product.
Now, you have also, as a rep, had other people give testimonials.
Yes.
What have you seen for your clientele?
Okay, well, for my personal clientele, I've had a lady who dropped 5 pounds literally in 5 days. I've had another lady who lost 15 pounds in 30 days. And I've had countless stories of people who it's helped them with energy, not just energy, because why we give you the 5-day experience is because there's 3 or 4 different flavors. We want you to try the flavor to see which product works best in your body. So it's not for taste, but it's how you feel when you actually take it. And it works differently for everyone. Some people may have a deep sleep. That's one of my customers' testimonies, that they've never had better sleep in their life. Some have weight loss, losing weight. So it all depends on what your body needs, and that's how it fills in for it.
What are the different products that you have with you? So hold up each one as you explain what they do.
Well, this is a 5-day experience that I have. And typically I'll send out 2 packs of orange, 1 pack of fruit punch, and 2 packs of chocolate. And each product, the orange, they're made up differently. Like the orange have MCT powder in it. So MCT is a derivative of coconut oil. And coconut oil is good for brain function and cognitive skills. And most of us don't realize that our brain is made up of 25% cholesterol. So we need to continue giving it that good nutrition. So when you take this, you immediately feel a difference. We have our Max, which is fueled with ketones, and it's a fruit punch flavor. So this is our most powerful one that we have right now on the market. And we have our chocolate. And so each one is made up a little bit differently. And so that's why you have the 5-day experience, so you can see which one benefits you the most.
And how you feel after taking each one. And how do you feel? Mm-hmm. So in sending out those, when someone says, you know what, the Max works for me.
Yes.
And they tell you how they felt, mm-hmm. and then they subscribe through you.
That is correct. I would suggest that they go ahead and get a 20 or 30-day experience so they can see the full run of the benefits, not just 5 days, see how you feel after 30 days. And that will also just suggest to them that they try to change up their nutrition as best as possible as well. We want to try to get the breads and the pastas and the French fries and things out of your diet.
Now, let's go back a little bit.
Sure.
You said that a couple of years ago you decided to embark upon a physical therapy / workout regime. That's what I find it to be, as a physical therapy type of regime. Why?
Well, one of the main reasons, I was gaining a lot of weight after having 7 babies. My body just retained all of that weight. And so that's one of the reasons why I embarked on the fitness journey, because I wanted to feel better. But on top of that, it was for my mental capacity. I noticed that back in the day that I was on antidepressants, and I said, no, I don't want to be on this for the rest of my life. So there has to be another solution for this. So I began to work out, and I noticed that as I worked out, I felt better. I didn't no longer need those medicines. And this is where I'm at. So when I start feeling bad, what do? I go to the gym. My husband's like, gee, you need to go to the gym, okay?
It's one of those days.
One of those days, get out of here. So yes, for mental health, and it's for a lot of other reasons as well.
At your peak weight, what were you?
194.
At your current weight, what are you?
I haven't gotten on the scale, but I believe I'm at about 162 right now.
And so that's literally 30 pounds approximately.
Correct.
And coupling your workout regimen with your product and a dietary adjustment.
Yes.
You have seen improvements in all aspects.
Absolutely.
Can you tell the viewers in depth how you really have felt? Because how long have you been on the Keos?
I've been doing this since January of this year, so about 6 or 7 months.
About 7 months. From January to now, between working out, dietary changes, and your product, what have you seen as the major benefits for you?
The major benefit is that when I drink it at work, I can function at work, because sitting at work on a daily basis, it can get kind of depressing sitting in a cubicle. So, and it's like my mind is on autopilot. I'm not functioning quite well. When I drink it, it makes me more alert, and I want to go ahead and do the tasks that's at hand. Not to mention that when I get done with my busy schedule at work, I still have energy for my children when I get home. I still have time and energy to engage with them in the activities that they want to do. Where prior to that, when I come home, I really don't want to
Drained.
Right, I'm drained. It's like, let me just take off my clothes and watch TV for a little bit. So it's not like that anymore. I've noticed a huge difference, not to mention that the inches are going down. They're decreasing. And I'm just feeling great overall.
A part of your journey is, because I am, for those of you that don't know, most of you don't, I am the test dummy, as I call myself in this, is starting to become a certified personal trainer. How did that decision come about?
Well, with Rhea's backing and push and guidance, then that's coming to, I should be starting that program in September. But it was something that I have thought about. I know that when I'm in the gym, I feel amazing. I know that I love talking to people about fitness and nutrition, and it comes to me so easily. If someone asks my advice, I'm on it. And it's like, you don't even have to pay me for this advice. And it feels good. So with that information and with people like yourself and my husband and my family behind me, it's like, why don't you go ahead and pursue what actually makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled? So with that being said, I will be starting that class soon.
And understand that, and this is an actual testimonial from me because I am working with you. The encouragement level that you give makes it easier to push past what you think is your last breath.
Right.
Because I tell people jokingly when I'm on the phone in the mornings, usually Pam and Marcy, okay, if I make it out here and I haven't died, I'll call you back. And I say that jokingly, but when you're not someone that's used to working out, or you have physical issues that make it a little more difficult, you want to give up.
Yes.
And to have someone that is motivational and encouraging, but yet still ensuring that you get the job done is so important. So I can say honestly that she's doing the job. So it's just a matter of finishing the certification process and then getting clientele on that level as well. When you look at what your 5-year projection is, because we don't think in moments anymore, we think in long term.
Yes.
What do you see for you?
In 5 years for myself, I see retirement. I don't see myself being a part of the quote unquote system. I see myself working for myself and for building a legacy for my family, building wealth for my family. So with that being said, I see me building a business of fitness. I'm not quite sure as far as the nutrition part, but I know that will be incorporated as well. Yeah.
Because one of the things that a lot of people run to Atlanta for, as far as the African American population, is for what they feel is a stronger, more cohesive unit, which is based on 2 levels: the government, because a lot of the city of Atlanta's government personnel are African Americans, and entrepreneurship, because a huge number of people in Atlanta are entrepreneurs. And when I hear that, I feel great. But then my next thought is, why not Chicago? Because we have a sizable population, and we have a lot of people that have an entrepreneurship drive and spirit, but we haven't gotten to the point in a lot of cases where the support is there.
Absolutely.
So having said that, we are together encouraging those who are interested in entrepreneurship. I'm not telling you to go quit your job today.
Correct.
But I am saying to look at what it is that you would like to do and investigate how you can do that, and then get into that mode, because it helps to develop the community as a whole.
Correct.
Because even here at intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station, Earl started with, if I recall correctly, just 5 shows.
Wow.
And now we have over 60.
Wow.
And I know I've been here almost 4 years, and so I want to say it's probably about 6 years in the making. But this is one of the few stations that we have that opportunity to have these type of conversations.
That's right.
And this is an entrepreneurship venture.
Yes.
So definitely. Now, one thing I would like to discuss before we leave, which I don't know if you all let that fly past you, but she said she has 7 children. And I thought I was going to die having one. So I have to clap you on the back for that. But you said that you had retained weight after having them. Do you feel like it was just the process of having the children, or was it the dietary intake coupled with having the children? Because a lot of us think eat for 2, when actually it's drink for 2, eat for 1.
Right. Well, I think a lot of it had to do with, I think I maintained the weight due to stress as well after having the kids, and not eating properly in the last pregnancy, and not working out, and not being active, and being stressed out all at the same time could cause a person to retain the weight.
So for ladies that are still in the childbearing or recently have had children phase, maintain the weight if you've kept it.
Correct.
Because
Absolutely.
if you've had 7 children and come down 30 pounds, that shows that that's just a walking testimony.
Yeah, and the best time I found out is to lose weight is actually right after childbirth. So in that 3-month period after giving birth, that's the best time too. If you are physically cleared by your doctor, go ahead and start doing some light exercise, and the weight will start to come off. But the most important thing that we talk about all the time is exercise, but the most important thing is nutrition, because you can't outwork a bad diet. So you have to be feeding your body with the proper nutrition to fuel it.
Now, if someone is interested in Prove It, either being a rep or trying the products, how do they reach you?
Well, they can reach me at 708-365-9272 or at bodybybazile.com.
BODYBYBAZILE. And one last thing, tell everyone what you did this past weekend.
What did I do this past weekend? Okay.
On Sunday. when you not just
Oh, okay. On Sunday, I was at a rock and roll half marathon downtown. And actually for that event, I was volunteering that day with was just amazing to see so many thousands of people like-minded who are taking their body and pushing it to the limits. You know, greatness is always on the other side of fear, you know, and a lot of times we are afraid of doing things, but that's when greatness happens. So just do it.
and you're going to down the road not necessarily volunteer, but actually be a part of the process,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Next month, I'm already signed up for a 5K obstacle race that's going to be held in Rockford. So that's pretty much like a mud run. If someone is not familiar with about 20 to 25 different obstacles, you're jumping over fire pits and you're climbing in mud, and it's going to be very exciting.
Cool. So again, the phone number and the website.
708-365-9272, and the website is bodybybazil.com.
Giovanni Bazil, I thank you so much for being a guest on the Straight No Chaser show, and I will see you Sunday morning, and hopefully I will not die.
I'll see you then.
As again. And with that, we are ending today's segment of the Straight No Chaser show on intellectualradio.com, an iHeart radio station. Thank you all for tuning in, and be sure to support Giovanni Bazil's ventures because she is the real deal.
Thank you.
Have a great evening, everyone. Peace and blessings in the name of Jesus.
It's straight talk with no chaser. He gives the people a voice, empowers you with a choice. She gives you straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. She provides a platform of growth and gives a dying people hope. She gives you straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser.